Hey, Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc, and I have over 11,000 points in my McDonald's app. Jealous? You should be. Alongside of me is Ollie DePina, and Ollie can make an onion cry. Jealous? You probably shouldn't be. Welcome to episode 31 of the K.O Disc Golf Show. Episode 31 is the Niddle Queen episode. Famous players to wear the number 31. We got Greg Maddux, Mike Piazza, and Max Scherzer, specifically when he was with the Rangers. Famous Red Sox players to wear the number 31, John Lester, and the greatest stealer of bases in Red Sox history is Dave Roberts. I just watched a really great documentary on the 2004 World Series and the Red Sox going there, and Dave Roberts was such a pivotal part of that. He also just won the World Series with the Giants, which is pretty sick too. So, Ollie, who do you got for Giants players?
Currently, we have Tyler Nubin. We've had a plethora of 31s in the past, but Tyler Nubin is our current one, and Jesse Sehorn is probably our most notable one back in the early 2000s. And then we have a couple other DBs. We had like Matt Breida last year play for us for a year, and he wore 31. So a decent amount of players wear 31, but
nice.
those are the most notable.
Yeah, we're starting to get into the numbers where there's a lot of like rotating names. You know, like we're getting into the numbers where nobody like. There might not be too many significant players. Like I looked at the Mariners, who they had for number 31, and it's like nobody I recognized throughout like their entire history of the franchise, kind of thing. So
it's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I was watching something, and there's like certain NBA numbers and certain numbers that only one player or no players have ever worn. So we'll find some cool pulls, I think.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah. How's it going, bud? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good working, figuring out some stuff. Team AGL contracts are live as of yesterday, I believe. So got that in, doing that. If anyone's interested in that, go and apply for sure. Besides that, I got like a kind of open week coming up, so I'm excited to go out and throw some discs. And yeah, everything's been pretty chill though. How about you, Kerb?
It's been pretty good. Yeah. You know, Halloween was fun. The wife and I, we have a cotton candy maker. I sent you and Banks a picture of that. We make fresh cotton candy out on the porch. So we have a ton of kids that come up. And, you know, to be honest, I'm a little stingy when it comes to like passing out candy. You know, I'm like, you know, here's like a couple of pieces, or do you want cotton candy? You know, and we had so much extra candy that my wife looked at me and she's like, next year, like you cannot be stingy. And I was just like, like that's totally fair. Like next year, like all the kids are getting like big handfuls. Like I don't care if we run out early, you know, because that's always my worry. Is like I don't want to run out at 7:00 and there'd be like an hour and a half of us like no, like sorry kids, we don't have anything, you know. Like so next year, yeah, everybody's getting full handfuls. Everybody's getting full, like big bags of cotton candy. Like we're going for it. So
let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Did you dress up?
No, we didn't dress up this year. We really didn't do much like Halloween stuff. Where usually like Ellie will decorate the whole house and you know do everything. But this year, like neither of us were like super invested in doing any of that stuff, so we kind of just didn't. And honestly, even doing the cotton candy was kind of like a last minute decision. Where like we should do it. You know, we've done it the last couple of years, and we were so happy we did. We have like people in the neighborhood who came by and they're like, "Oh, like we remember this from last year. We were looking forward to this," and we're like, "Okay, cool." Like. We're a staple in this neighborhood now. Like, this is sweet. And, like, that's going to be the thing that we're known for. And, like, that's pretty awesome. You know, like, we got our own little lane there. So, yeah. Yeah, besides that, though, it's been chill. I dropped out of Par for the Corpse. My father-in-law had his retirement party that night. So I left there to go do that. And it was, like, a really cool thing down at the Harborview Medical Center. For those that don't know, my father-in-law is Frank Chop. He's the... I think I might mess this up, and I'm sure my wife will comment below exactly what it is, but he's the longest reigning speaker of the state of Washington in the state's history or something like that. So it was really cool having like people from like all these organizations, you know, throughout Seattle that deal with like, you know, homeless and deal with like all kinds of other issues kind of out there, kind of like honoring him for the night, which was like really sweet. And it was just a cool thing. And a lot of people who were really emotional, like my wife was crying because, you know, it's been in office for like 30 years or something like that. So it was cool. It was interesting kind of being around that kind of thing. And the World Series wrapped up this past week. So I was kind of, you know, digging on that a little bit. That was good for me. But yeah, besides that, everything's kind of just chilling. Lessons and that kind of thing throughout the week. I'm golfing a little more. Like I went to the range again. Oh, I didn't tell you. Since like we did that little video with Banks, which like I don't know if that video is coming out or not. There's like some of the files are corrupted, so we might have to go and like refilm and like redo a lot of that. But yesterday I went and bought a set of golf clubs. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm not. I got more than just like that putter kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, I went out to the range this morning and I hit a couple of balls, and it's a good time. I really like it as a hobby. Like it's definitely not something I'm going to get as like into as like disc golf as I am, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of fun, just kind of like using some muscles I don't usually use and that kind of thing. So also I started working out. I went to the gym. I started going to the gym yesterday, so that's pretty cool. So anybody that's kind of interested in doing some like off season like exercising or kind of like getting yourself like in shape, like comment on this video below, and like let's kind of do it together. We'll do like weekly updates, kind of what I'm doing, and comment every week like how your fitness journey is going, and let's go into next season, all of us like a little stronger. I think that'll be really cool to do. So
Let's do
besides
it.
that, what's that?
I said, let's do it. I know that's like one of my main goals. I was like, especially with the new job, I was like, if I'm not able to throw as much, I need to get stronger. I need to be able to do the physical, like get my body physically there. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
for sure. Yeah, that, and we'll talk about yeah, weekly, getting to the gym, and weekly like putting updates and stuff like that, and just kind of what our practice is looking like, and see if we can encourage a couple of people to jump in with us and kind of do some stuff. So and quick shout out to Luke Gent. Is he's in Texas right now, right? With the
He's
NA.
in Texas right now.
So shout out to Luke Gent. We're rooting for you, man. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, I think he said he's going to do the distance competition, the putting competition. He's doing a C tier down there as well this week, and then he's doing has the 4 days of playing. So very excited for him. He's playing Roy G, and I forget the other course he's playing,
Cool.
but Roy
Yeah,
G's
good for
solid.
him. Yeah, we're rooting for him for sure. So yeah, we're gonna go through Par for the Corpse real quick. This was a shortened layout, a 20-hole shortened layout at South Fork Landing. I made everything. I mean, the longest hole out there was 279 feet or something like that. There's a bunch of like pretty short holes. There's no aces hit, which I was really surprised by. I thought there would be, I don't know, maybe like two or three aces really, because a couple of holes are pretty wide open and like pretty straightforward. Even like hole 4, like it's a pretty aceable hole, like all things considered. Hole 14, it's another one where if you're trying to hit the ace, like it's pretty aceable. So, but yeah, no aces were hit, which I was pretty surprised by. Gonna go through the winners real quick. An MPO, Caleb Joyner won. And MP50, no surprise, Ming Vang won. MP60, Steve Bell. MA1 was Logan Lampert. Looks like he beat Jonathan Suyet in a playoff. Mike Dunn won MA50, MA60 GOAT. Chuck Knudsen won, of course. Of course he did. He shot pretty well, actually. That's awesome. MA2 was won by Nathan Campbell. MA3 was won by Box Squad teammate Jojo Nybar. He beat Jason Long by a single stroke, so good job on him. That's awesome. And Nathan Faber won MA4. My buddy Derek Chan, it's his first tournament ever. He shot par in MA4 to take third. So it's first tournament that he's ever played, and he took the podium. So really excited for him, really happy for him. That was really cool. He was saying that he really liked the layout because even as an MA4 player, he's like, dude, I think I can shoot under par. He goes, and I've never had a round like under par. And I was like, sick, dude, like go out and get it, So cool to see. I mean, Caleb shot minus 27 for the 2 rounds. So he shot 27 down out of 40 holes. That in my mind was going to be the line to win. I think personally, I was like, if I'm going to win, I'm going to have to shoot like 30, 32 out of 40 holes to win kind of thing. Cause everything was like really short, and some stuff was like a little trickier than not, but for an MPO player, it's like you kind of got to get into at least like the circle on just about everything kind of deal. So, but yeah, congratulations all of them for making it out. Also going on this past weekend was the Queens of Kayak II. This is up at Kayak Point. Tournament director was Andy Janes. So going through the winners real quick here, winning FPO. This is a women's only tournament. So winning FPO was Chandler Ray. FA1 was Kathleen Higgins. FA40 was Shayna Schuerman. FA2 was Leilani Battle. That's kind of a sick name.
It's a great name.
Was won by Tyrannosaurus Bex. And FA4 was won by Jeanneret. Amber Jeanneret. Some interesting names in there that I'm not too familiar with. So, congratulations, all the ladies. It's cool seeing some of those female-only tournaments. This shows like there are plenty of women, that do play disc golf in the area. It's just about them getting out and feeling welcome and included, in certain tournaments and that kind of thing, which I think is so important to do. So, just at least 100%. Offering divisions and giving them the opportunity to play. So.
Yeah, it should never be a problem of there's only 2 slots, there's only 4 slots allotted, there's only this many slots allotted when that's all you're doing is close the door on some of these women. So definitely want to see them more included and I love seeing these women only events because I feel like it just allows them to have that space to do that.
Yeah, Roxy's played in a couple of those, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's played in one, so I got to go and see it and I was like, oh, this is super cool, and I enjoyed this a lot, and I thought it was super sweet. So I enjoy those events. I'll always go and support those events, and
totally. Very cool. All right, so we got some disc golf drama that we'll kind of touch upon a little bit. It's off-season time, and this is usually when we start hearing about some random lawsuits and that kind of thing, and just in general disc golf. And I mean, Ollie and I don't have any information that you haven't already heard about. The essential discs balance and the MVP balance and their, kind of upcoming lawsuit against each other. We really don't have anything, new information or anything like that. I kind of want to give my little opinion on it. This, from everything I've heard online, and Ollie, are you kind of brushed up on the story in that?
For the most part, yep.
Yeah.
It's Simon's new disc for MVP, yep.
Yep. So they apparently reached out, MVP and Balance have talked about it, and both of them kind of seemed unwilling, I guess, to work with each other. And it's kind of he said, she said right now. They don't want to work with us. They don't want to work with us kind of thing on both sides. Personally, I don't know. It kind of seems essential, this is kind of their MO, and this is kind of the thing that they do, right? They're doing this thing with the Balance with MVP. They had a thing with Clash and the Honey, where the Clash had to change their name from the Honey to the Wild Honey because Essential Discs had the name Honey, or they fought them on the name Honey, and Clash is whatever, will kind of back down, or I don't know if they beat Clash 2 in it at some point. And they also have the name The Oxygen, which I'm sure Loft would love to have because they have how sick it is to have the hydrogen and the oxygen, and the oxygen is such a name that fits so well with it's on the periodic table and all that, so I don't know, personally this kind of seems just something that's her, I don't know if it's her, whoever's running the company, it just kind of seems it's their prerogative to kind of beat these other companies out, and kind of that's how they want to make noise. It's kind of interesting.
It definitely could be, and if it is, it definitely, in my opinion, comes off it gives the all attention's good attention kind of vibes, but I just don't really believe in that. You don't. I think it just looks terrible, especially when there shouldn't be necessarily a pause on these smaller companies when you are such a big company. I just think there's so many more names you could go with MVP and other things like that follow other lines, and with that, while this company posted, was excited about it, it's one of their only discs in their lineup kind of thing, or one of the fewer discs in their lineup. So
yeah,
I think it just makes it harder, and it's hard to judge the where they're coming from. But if you try to grasp those connections, and if that's what it is, then it's kind of it's a big bummer for sure. Because
I mean, I think this will, going forward, make a right now, I don't think that there's an exact okay, this is how you go about getting a name on a disc like trademarked and approved. You know what I mean? Like I think like right now it's kind of just like whoever gets to it first kind of gets to it, and there could be a couple of trademarks like right now, which is what's happening is you have a couple of trademarks that are all kind of trying to be worked out at the same time. Where I think after this, I think the PDGA does need to step in and have like a hey, the day that you file the disc with the name with us is the day that we start to do that kind of thing. And it's not the PDGA's responsibility right now in any way to be doing that, but I think the PDGA needs to take responsibility and do that because it's like they're, you know what I mean? Like if they're the ones who are approving all of these and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think they need to have a little more control over this.
With that, like the honey was released in 2022, and they had the honey approved in 2014.
Okay, all right.
So
Like
there are like, but
yeah,
like at the same time, the trademark wasn't filed until the other, like I think the trademark, there's difference with the trademarks and there's difference when the discs were made.
yeah,
So I think the law with disc golf is really interesting. There's this one guy, that one guy, disc golf law. I think
yeah.
he's pretty solid, honestly. He'll probably, I'm probably
Oh,
just waiting for him to post a video on this.
he's probably already has like two or three of them to be honest.
Yeah,
But
he's cooking them up right now, I guarantee. And so
yeah,
I know we'll get some, like he's pretty clear and just kind of gives both sides with those kind of videos pretty well. But it does like it bring up like I still feel like even I don't know. It's an odd thing to have because then like do you just go and trademark or make a bunch of discs with like every name you could think of that would go good for a disc and then not implement that into the lineup till years later or something like
yeah.
that? Or like are we going
That's
to start seeing the approvement of discs and then years later it gets like so then like oh I've been excited for this disc and then 3 years later it doesn't till it's released basically, you know,
yeah.
because
I mean, that would have. I know, like trademark law, like you have to have the trademark be active in order for it to, like for you to like renew it and stuff like that. But like, I don't know how long trademarks, like when you purchase a trademark, like how long that lasts or anything like that. You know, like I'm not too familiar with that. But like, there's got to be like I want to get the trademark to this thing, and you don't end up using it for like a calendar year, like you should lose that trademark. You know what I mean? Like you can't just like because it would like at that point if you're Innova, go through the entire every animal you could ever think of and that animal with a three on the end of it. You know, like whatever, dude, and just like you trademark every single one like all at once and pass through like 200 trademarks of animal names like and animal threes, right, or animal X
yeah.
three, right? Like you know, and if you're Discraft, you just start doing that. And if you're right, like, and if you're Discmania, do you go through and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna start trademarking the name like P2 now because like who knows, like who if somebody else wants to make a P2 and like that's so interesting. I don't know if like that's I think like a lot of it will depend, and I've heard this in the past. Like it depends on the day that like the public is made aware of the name or something like that, and it's like the day that that starts to become like common use and like public, and like they'll start to look into that and the trademark. But like I don't know, at that point it's just like one company, like that's MVP beating balance or Essential Discs like out to the punch, right? And like MVP has such a bigger voice, like of course if MVP says something about the balance, like Essential Disc could have been screaming about it for a month and nobody would have noticed, you know. So it's really interesting. Like I said, I think this is going to lead to um, like a more streamlined way to like take like handle these situations because like this is so messy right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little more against essential discs with everything now, reading more into it and understanding. But it seems like all of I'm also looking at the names of their discs, they're all pretty bad. I'm just gonna be pretty frank. They it seems like they're pretty like they don't really give that much creative direction. You know, they're just like it seems like a yoga instructor or something did this, just naming them.
That's really
And
fun.
also, it seems like a pretty. I'm like, this is a pretty bad name to fight over. Like, this is just a pretty like mid
I mean,
name to fight over. Like the balance,
it's a fine name. It's nothing really that impressive. I agree. You
just
know, like,
middle of the pack. You know,
yeah.
it's
I
nothing
mean,
crazy.
you know, I will say it's a pretty well balanced name. So, um,
No, you're not getting points
hey,
for that.
hey, yeah, that's fine. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to take a side on this, but I'm not feeling like this. Like I don't know. if Essential Discs genuinely like were producing this disc like years before this or like months before this, then I would want to take their side. But if they're just now trying to be like, well, we like that name too, and we're already trying to use it ourselves, like I don't know, you might have just gotten beaten to the punch, and that
I
sucked.
think I think the Honey they might have beat them to the punch, and that kind of just sucks for Clash. But and I think this is where they just got beat with the balance, and now they're trying to play victim again, where
Yeah,
it's not going to work.
yeah, I don't know about that.
We'll
Um,
see though. I feel like more things will come out in the next week, and maybe even get an update on that for a future episode or something too. See
for
what comes out
sure.
with that.
Yeah. Ollie, I didn't put this in our show notes, but do you want to do the fantasy football check-in real quick?
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
can talk while you're pulling that up. I can talk about my past week. Fucking bullshit. I lost again to two tight ends, one cup. Um, here's the thing. I I was winning, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, he only has one player to go. He had Travis Kelsey to go still on Monday night, and I was like, fuck. Like if Travis Kelsey scores more than like 12 points, I'm done. And he went out and put up like a 15 burger on me, and I was like, this sucks, you know. So I lost again. I'm probably gonna miss the playoffs at this point. I'm under 500. Um,
I'm 1-8.
oh yeah, you suck. You're big bad. Yeah.
Okay, well, I scored 178 points this week and I lost.
Damn,
178 and I lost. I scored
dude.
this, like, not even close. I scored the second amount of points. I think you were second, or no, two tight ends, one cup scored 146. So I scored 30 more points than the next person and I still lost.
Damn.
Oh no, I guess 156, but still, like, ugh. So, honestly, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of my guys. We came out, we had a great performance, a great game. We still lost though. So that's going to be the highest points in a loss, but it is the second highest points scored in the week. It's
That's crazy.
okay. Fantasy football it's a game of luck. It's a game of all these different things, and I tried something different with this league, and I'm 1-8, and that's okay. You know.
Yeah.
Um, so again, like I lost 178 to 183 against Team Slop Jockeys. The climb by Miley Cyrus Lucas Cobrea stops this week, and he moves to 4-5, losing to Team Lucky Luke while he's down in Austin, Texas. Emerald City Rangers with the 143 to 146 loss, two tight ends, one cup. Team Gabe Zansberg with the 125 to a 137 loss against Team CL 25423. I kind of like saying the numbers at the name. I used to hate it, and now it's like one of my favorite thing in the world. I'm on top of the world. Beat out OK Fantasy Football Show. Maybe you should have been KO instead of being so okay. But honestly, that's terrible. Honestly, we got this next week coming up. So like playoff implications, like Kirby said earlier. He's going against Team Gabe Zansberg. We got a 4-5 team versus a 3-6 team looking for some last playoff spots. The Climb versus I'm on top of the world. I'm playing the OK Fantasy Football Show. So Toby, you need to get a win against me. You need this win. Lucky Luke's going against Team CL25423. And then maybe the biggest game of the week with the most playoff implications. Two tight ends, one cup versus Team Slop Jockeys. 5-4 versus 6-3. So should be some good ones. But
Yeah, I'm looking at this now. I have four players on a bye week, and I have two players that are out. So I'm facing Team Gaines, who's only 3-6, but at the same time, like this is going to be my weakest week of fantasy, I think, and that kind of sucks. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I might be having the same
so
conversation.
you gotta go. You hit the waiver. You hit the waivers. You
Yeah,
pick someone up.
I did this morning. Yeah, I did. I was looking at when I was at the gym this morning, and I was like, that'll be the first thing I do on the treadmill. I was like, fantasy football check in. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get cooked this week. It's gonna suck, dude. All right, moving into our draft this week. This is a draft we did not figure this out until about 35 minutes ago, and I'm fucking pumped for it, dude. I think this is gonna be really really exciting, really cool. We have oh, I'm already in Europe. We have it is we're picking last meals. We're drafting last meals, and these are actual last meals from like real inmates in the United States only. And they vary from like we found some last meals in like the 1800s and that kind of thing, which is cool. 1700s, I think we saw a couple, and they go all the way to 2024. So we're going to talk about who the person was, probably what they and what that last meal will consist of. So yeah, Ollie, do you know who won the draft last week? I haven't actually looked at that.
I did not.
I'm gonna look real net right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, internet. Hey, we gained a couple of subscribers. Really appreciate
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah. You know what? While I'm doing this, why don't everybody who's watching? I want you to climb to the top rope. I want you to do a flying elbow right onto that subscribe button.
Go button.
Yeah, just right on top. All right, looking at these, I had 4 likes and oh no, you had 4 likes and I had 3 likes.
Let's go. It's gonna be hard to have like a define 101 unless you like really.
You'd have to scour these. Yeah, it's more about just finding a couple of interesting ones kind of quick.
Yep.
I have a couple already that I think are fun.
Cool. Almost 120 subscribers. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, so then I get the first pick, is what you're telling me?
Yep, and then I get the second too.
All right. Where was it? You can't go too far away from the one the good one you find. You'll lose it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like as you're picking, I'm like flying through looking for fun stuff. I got what I think is gonna be my 101.
Oh, I think it was. All right. Okay.
So just for while Ollie's reading and kind of giving him a second, if you want to find the list that we found on, this is just from Wikipedia. This will be a draft that I think we're going to go back to a couple of times because there's so many on this list that we can be going through this for. We could probably go through this for like a couple of hours, and still not be done finding like good last meals. So some of the old two are really cool. So. What you got for the first overall pick?
We're going to go pretty simple, but I just know this would hit as a last meal. Double cheeseburgers, fries, a strawberry cheesecake with whipped cream, a vanilla milkshake, and grapefruit juice. Robert Van Hook from Ohio in 2018.
You lost me with the grapefruit juice.
I like grapefruit juice.
Can you read that off again? Double cheeseburger, fry, grapefruit juice.
Strawberry cheesecake with whipped cream and a vanilla milkshake is what you missed out, yeah.
Okay, I mean, a lot of that's really good.
If you only got a problem with the grapefruit juice, then that's fine. That's just once you.
That's just the only part that kind of throws me off a little bit, But
I like grapefruit juice.
The rest of that sounds great.
So then you get the next two.
Huh? Who was the guy and what did he do?
He's a murderer and for the 1985 murder of 25-year-old David Self. And he achieved notoriety because of his failed gay panic defense.
His gay panic defense?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I said. But okay. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know what that means either. All right. All right.
But it didn't work.
Yeah, I know, obviously, right? Brian's coming in right now. I'm in the shop for those that don't know.
Oh, a little Brian celeb.
Yeah. Brian, you want to make a celeb appearance on the podcast?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Let me find my thing again. I had it.
No, I'm trying to throw Kirby off. Don't get him a good draft.
Oh, I see. No, that's not the one. What up?
What up?
Yeah.
What up? Big B himself.
Living legend.
Living legend.
All right, so my last meal is from Marcellus Williams. What's up, dude? You walked in during the last meals draft.
Oh, thanks.
Marcellus Williams. He murdered Felicia, Leisha, and Gail Pecos. She was an American journalist murdered during a burglary in her gated community in Missouri on August 11th, 1998. And his last meal was chicken wing and tater tots. So chicken wings and tater tots. And honestly, if he was in Seattle, he probably would be getting baka bak. So That's kind of, dude. Have you ever thought about?
That's so funny. Do you think Bach's ever been requested as the
That's
last
what I'm
meal?
asking Brian now. Like, you ever think about Bach being somebody's last meal on like death row or something?
I had a lady who was 85 years old in the hospital in Kirkland, and she sent her daughter to get baka bak. She was like on her deathbed. She's like, "I want fried chicken. Go get me baka bak," and had mac and cheese. And I'm not sure if she passed away after that, but let's hope not. It would be kind of awful, but maybe it was her last kind of good way to go out.
I mean, yeah, that's a good way to go out. Hey, respect and that's a life well lived if that's what you're able to do at the end of your
fried
life.
chicken on the way out doesn't sound bad.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Chicken wings and tater tots. That's my
That's
number.
pretty solid. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Ooh.
And then for the number 2 pick, oh man, you already picked that. I kind of don't want to claim that too.
No, you can do it. I was thinking about doing another burger one too. I don't think burgers are. I don't think as long as it looks good. I mean, a lot of these are gonna be the same too, unless you're gonna pull up like, I don't know. I'm not settling. I hope you know that. That's all. I'm picking the best.
This is what I want. Okay, I'm gonna pick Corey Johnson.
What year? What year?
This is 2021. He was an American convict killer and co-founder of a Virginia drug trafficking gang who murdered 7 people in 1992. It's all for like drug and gang related stuff. He wanted pizza, jelly-filled donuts, and a strawberry shake. Although he did not receive the donuts. But that's going to be a part of my thing, as I want pizza and jelly-filled donuts.
That was your first pick or second pick?
That's my second pick. My first pick, chicken wing and tater tots.
Reading some of these things are kind of crazy.
Yep.
This
website's like really detailed about it, which is crazy.
My next 2 picks are going to be, I believe, brothers.
Whoa.
And they're two different meals and everything, but I think it's the same case.
Wow.
I don't know exactly what they did or murder, but I don't know the exact details of it. One of them got killed by lethal injection and one got killed by gas chamber. This is 1999 in Arizona. But for the food, 2 BLT sandwiches on white bread with mayo, 4 fried eggs over easy, a medium portion of hash browns, 2 breakfast rolls with strawberry jelly, half pint of pineapple sherbet, a cup of coffee, a medium slice of German chocolate cake with coconut caramel icing, and a cup of milk. Gas.
Fuck yeah.
Low-key, the further down you go, they just got hella food when they were like, bro, like they got blessed.
Whoa. That sounds
his brother.
great.
His brother got 6 fried eggs over easy, 16 strips of bacon, a large serving of hash browns, a pint of pineapple sherbet ice cream, a breakfast steak well done, a cup of ice cream, a can of 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, hot sauce, a cup of coffee, and 2 packs of sugar with 4 Rolaids.
What was that last one? 4 Rolaids?
Yeah, 4 Rolaids.
He doesn't want to have a little heartburn when he's sitting in the air. Of course.
He got the gas chamber. You don't want to be.
Yeah, you don't want to be gassy going in there, you know.
But that was crazy. 2 brothers, but they got some gas.
Damn, bro. All right, so my next pick, I got 2 picks in a row to round this off. I have Oscar Ray Bolin Jr. This guy's a real piece of shit. He murder and a bunch of other
The
guy's a real piece of shit. But he ordered a medium rare ribeye steak, a baked potato with butter and sour cream, a salad made of iceberg lettuce, cucumber, tomato, baked garlic bread, lemon meringue pie, and a bottle of Coca-Cola. Bro, that's a mean dinner, man. You know, that's nice.
I like that.
Yeah,
you're going down full.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let me find. I want to get like an old one because they're kind of silly when they're real old.
Dude, I don't know for the last one if I want to do another big one or like that, but there's one of these that I just found that I think is honestly just a little like chef's kiss. And I'm hoping, I think it gets through. I don't think you pick it.
Okay, I'm gonna pick this one. Elijah Greenwood was an American murderer and accused serial killer, convicted, sentenced to death, and executed for killing a woman in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1912. I can't pronounce that word. He was accused of another death row inmate, 3 additional murders. This was in Arkansas in 1913, and it was a hanging, which I feel like you never hear. And for 1913, homie got chicken, ice cream, cake, cantaloupe, and a bottle of beer. That's
the beer's kind of goated.
Dude, that kind of awesome. Yeah, I love it. All right, what you got for the last one here?
The last pick. We're going. I think this is. I'm having trouble because I clicked it and then went back and then it undid it by year, and so I just want it by year so I could find this. But it was from 1996.
Okay.
And it was in Oregon. Douglas Franklin Wright was an American serial killer who murdered at least 7 people in Oregon between 1969 and 1991. He was sentenced to death for 3 of these murders and was executed in 96, and was the first person in Oregon executed in 90, or for like the last time there was an execution in Oregon was the 60s. So like first one in Oregon for a while, and all he had was 1 honey bun.
A single honey bun. All right, cool. That's a way to go. There's some of these that blow my mind because like some of them are just like he declined food because he was fasting. Like, what are you fasting for, dude? You working summer bod?
Hey, like, that's the next life. That's they're transcended already. They're not worried about this life. It could not be me, bro. I'm worried about this body.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so funny. But that was a lot of fun, honestly. I'm looking forward to going back and diving back into that list in the future. That's a good time.
Yeah, if we ever don't have anything, so just know if we pull up the last meal list.
Yeah, we're fresh out of ideas.
We're fresh out of ideas, and then just know where it's really bad when we're going to like Europe or Asia or doing those last meals next.
We're down bad. When you see us doing that, please comment fresh ideas for us. All right, so I'll hit us with the quote of the week, and then Ollie will hit us with the outro. Our quote of the week comes from Mr. Greg Maddox himself. Real quick, real simple. Chicks dig the long ball.
Oh, yeah. I dig that. I dig that. Episode 31. It's been amazing. Aim high, shoot low. We'll see you next week for episode 32. And, yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to do a little... This will be an Ollie-inspired giveaway next week, so get ready for, be tuned in.
Cool.
Now, you've been warned. Next episode, just be ready.
All right. Sounds great, man.
Peace out. See you for episode 32.
Aim high, shoot low.